Hi, this is Shu with a review of the Jordan 1 Take 3, the Why Not series soft model. This actually came out before the main Why Not series came out, which would have been the Why Not 5. The Why Not 4 was a disaster. I liked the design. I liked the fact that they tried to put more zoom here on the forefoot, but barely felt like there was a single layer of zoom. And on the heel, it was bulky as hell. It was bulky and hard. The foam was very rigid. For this 1 Take 3, interestingly, the foam is a lot more giving. It's softer. I'm pretty sure it's some type of Phylon or injected Phylon, but it's softer. And it's very much lower to the ground than the previous models, like the Why Not 04s. And the zoom air on the forefoot, it's just a basic zoom air right underneath the Strobel board, but you can actually feel it working the way zoom air should work. So there's minimum cushioning except for the responsive zoom. Overall, it's very low to the ground. On the heel, there's not a lot of elevation, so there's not a strong, significant heel to toe drop. So keep that in mind. But it's not as clunky and bulky and hard. Something that will feel like you can feel that vibration in your joints, which was terrible thing done by the Why Not 04s. So that's certainly an upgrade there. It's a very low cut shoe. I mean, even the previous Why Not series, they had a little bit more of a ankle cradling kind of cut, but this is very low cut, and the padding is nice all around. The heel cup is there to get the job done. The upper material is sort of like a fuse nylon, ventilated nylon material with some hyperfused material all around. I love the design aspect of this shoe. It's not as patchy as the previous Why Not series. And the forefoot, it's on top of the toe box. You don't have the crazy space, which is always a good thing with the Why Not series. It's always at a nice hugging, forming low ceiling here, which is always nice without having any dead space there. For a size 9, it weighs about 317 grams, so it's super lightweight, and it does feel light on foot. The outrigger is here to get the job done, to make sure it's really low to the ground, and added to that, it's providing some lateral stability there, so that's good. The base is also pretty wide, as you can tell. The traction pattern is interesting. It's sort of like a cross between the Why Not 4 and the Zoom Freak 1. This is always a welcome pattern. They have a very exaggerated herringbone pattern spreading to the sides. If you've worn shoes like the Jumpman Superfly, the Superflies 2s or the Curry 2s, you know these outward herringbone patterns always work fairly well. It's nicely decoupled in tune with the tradition of the Why Not series. There is no shank in the middle, but it's not in any way a deal breaker. So yeah, the price point is also fairly low. I think it's like under $100. It's because of these nylon materials and just a thin inner booty there. It's pretty breathable as well. It fits true to size, so if you have really narrow fit, you might want to go down half a size, but other than that, true to size works fine for most people. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting, delightfully surprising shoe from the Westbrook series lineup. The insole is also pretty interesting. It reminds me of the Under Armour insoles that I've always gave high praise to. It's sort of like Ortholite, but very compressed and condensed. It's high density Ortholite, so it's not spongy, and it just doesn't just break in as the moment you put your foot into it. It provides a level of resiliency that's really great, and it works nicely with this very low to the ground shoe. So try the shoe without the insoles to really figure out what the foams do for you, because eventually these are what you're going to be sticking with. Although this insole is a lot more durable than the spongy, foamy Ortholite insoles that we've seen in most other models, but still, you want to make sure that works for you. And in tandem with this insole, the cushioning feels really good. But of course, there's very little heel to toe drop. That is my one concerning side, I would say, slight negative aspects of this shoe. But other than that, this is a pretty delightfully surprising shoe. A low budget shoe. I guess the model for the shoe is a little bit unfortunate because Westbrook is having a horrible season, but hopefully he'll pick things up. It's a pretty surprising shoe from the Why Not series.